Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. I want to draw your attention to one change we've made. I've thrown the armed forces into the government. This has put us at 96% legitimacy, which is very good. I've also started improving relations with Scandinavia, which I didn't realize had been formed, but they're not in a unification war. Relations are bad, so we're going to go ahead and start improving them. Hopefully that will bear dividends in the future. We're still in a minor war here with a peasant revolt in Sierra Leone, and we've still got this situation in Hyderabad, which I think is just going to kind of go the way it goes. I'm not necessarily in a hurry to get out of it, though, because... Let's move this fleet here. I'm not necessarily in a hurry to get out of it because I think I'm going to get down to 0 infamy. And the reason I'm planning on doing that is because I want to take over Belgium. I want to make Belgium my protectorate, and that's going to take 24 infamy. So I'm hoping we can get where we need to go without having too much infamy. Perfect. We are in the process of building up these electrics industries in Holland, and once that's done, we'll be able to found the corporation that we want to found. I've also got power plants building in Ulster and Munster to accommodate the changes in production methods that I implemented in those locations. A landmark case. In a legal case that has grabbed the attention of the whole country, a judge has ruled that domestic violence is grounds for divorce. He struck her again and again, simply for dropping a plate. This is only the latest in a series of beatings stretching from honeymoon to the present day. How can we commit any woman to this endless punishment? Divorce for women in violent situations is not just fair, it is the very embodiment of justice. This supports our case immensely. This makes the Anglican Church mad, but gives us an enactment chance. Or let us not celebrate too loudly in case we upset the Anglican Church. This gives us less enactment chance, but doesn't upset the Anglican Church. I've upset the Anglican Church a little bit already. Let's just go with the second one. I'm not in any hurry with this, where our enactment chance is plenty high. We got 49%, so I'm really not worried about it. So, in terms of colonial adventures, we're continuing our colonization of these two zones, and these are basically the last two zones we have available for colonization. Portugal is another... There's sea lane strategies. Excellent. So, I'm going to go ahead and place our naval bases under the sea lane strategies production method. And this will reduce morale loss further. I think it's time for a military expansion. Let me just quickly take a look at my armies here. Alright, so, Army of the West Indies needs a guy. This guy is very good. Surveyor, innovative, stalwart defender? Absolutely. You're going to get recruited and you're going to get a promotion. Robert Baden-Powell. You are a historical character. Interesting. Oh my gosh, already. Rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Acton Cobham, leader of the intelligentsia, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of women in the workplace. Making an appearance before the public in London's main square, Acton Cobham's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across Great Britain, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly, or performances like this reflect well on Acton Cobham and his cause. The second one increases the power of the intelligentsia. They're not in the government. I don't necessarily want that. So I'm just going to go with the first one for additional enactment chance instead. This puts us at 64%, and that should get that done pretty soon. Sorry. Insufficient construction for construction pool. Ooh. I could increase the construction pool, huh? Oh yeah, I got quite a bit in the investment pool. Sorry. Alright, and the rest of these are fleets, so let's quickly... Actually, before we do that... Army of India needs a new guy. I'm going to go with this guy. He's a stalwart defender and he's reserved. And he aligns with the industrialists. It's just a good person to have in our armed forces. And then, let's see, any other armies that are low on commanders? This army's low on commanders. We'll grab this. That guy's a communist. Gotta be careful with that. This guy's an authoritarian. Gotta be careful with that. An enlightened royalist. Ooh. Enlightened royalist. So this is a guy who supports monarchy, multiculturalism, protected speech, women's suffrage, and compulsory primary school. That's interesting. We're going to pull this guy in. It's a neat set of traits. Oh, this guy is a meticulous humanitarian. I think we're going to put this guy in. Lionel Dowsey. Douse? Not sure. Army of the West Indies, we got an arrogant surveyor available. Some ethno-nationalist. Not great, but we'll still use his abilities. Army of West Africa, let's go with this. You can have one communist in the armed forces, is that a problem? Army of the Mediterranean. Ooh. Bigoted, surveyor, moderate. Yes. Army of Canada. I'm just trying to get some more people in these armies so that I don't wind up in a situation where I'm capped on org. This guy's a land reformer. Let's do it. And the Army of Australia has a bunch of dudes in it. Alright, so we got a few fleets that don't have what they need to have. 9th British Fleet can get disbanded. 2 monitors go to the Sheerness Station Fleet without a problem. North American and West Indies Station. This guy's a cocaine addict and a nihilist. Let's do it. And then the Lisbon Station Fleet. This guy's a tactful convoy raider. He's also an ethno-nationalist. This guy's reckless. Reduced recovery rate. He doesn't have... He's got the reckless advances in order now. Interesting. We also got an event. Perfect. Women in the workplace is go. Alright, so both of these guys are reckless. I think we're going to go over this tactful convoy raider. Reckless is still... I'm still leery about reckless. And we are still building up those power plants that we need. We have now finally finished our electrics industries. So let's get that company founded. We can establish Philips. This gives us 5% extra innovation and 15 maximum innovation investment. That's definitely something we want. And this company is very prosperous, so that's very good. How's the market looking? Cars are still much more expensive than they could be, but we've finally gotten engines down to a reasonable price. In fact, we're producing a little bit of an overage of engines, so let's export some. We can export them to Spain or America. And we'll send some to Peru, Bolivia as well. Do we have a kingdom of 2 Peru, Bolivias over here? Not sure how that's gone down, but it is what it is. Still on top, still doing well. Alright. And are we still experiencing electricity shortages? We've got an electricity shortage in Wales, Ulster, and Munster. We're still building up the ones in Ulster and Munster, so let's take a look at Wales. Got another rubber rush. I'm going to do the same thing I always do. So, again, I don't know how to get these power plants operating more, running more. Like, we've got an electricity shortage. I don't need to worry about this. Like, we've got an electricity shortage, and this plant is hiring. But it doesn't, it's not It's not expanding production because it can't hire, and it can't hire because they're not people. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to deal with this thing. Can't afford to bring laborers in. And French Republic is having a Siamese proletarian revolt. Spain sides with Russia against Gort. I don't know what that's going to do. So now it's December 11th. So this building should hire again. Machinists are leaving to become laborers in the electrics industries. Okay, so they did successfully hire a machinist. Just another oil thing. Okay, the wages in the power plants are based on its economic situation. In order to afford to attract more pops to the workforce, its weekly balance should be improved. You can influence this by either making the goods it consumes cheaper or making the goods it produces more expensive. This is done by increasing or decreasing the supply and demand in the market. You can guarantee the workforce is paid a competitive wage by subsidizing the building. This will keep it afloat, losing money for the British Treasury if necessary. And obviously I don't want to do that. Mission to Africa. A group of Christian missionaries want to bring salvation of the Gospels to our colony in East Angola. I do not believe that everyone is entitled to salvation, because we must be free to reject it, but I do believe everyone is entitled to the choice. We must not and cannot sit idle in Great Britain while there are yet unenlightened heathens in this world. If the colonial project is truly a moral one, as you claim, then surely all moral instruction must begin with this choice. Spreading the true faith is a vital part of the colonial project. This does make the Anglican Church stronger, increases conversion and migration for East Angola. Or we're there for the glory of Great Britain, not for the glory of God. I'm going to do this second one. Again, I don't necessarily want the Anglican Church becoming stronger. We did get that pop-up saying we weren't using as much construction capacity as we could be. So let's go ahead and increase our construction sectors. I think we're going to round out the ones in Great Britain just to nice even numbers here. And there's colonial affairs decreasing. We're not racing anybody, so it's not a big deal. And we'll finish out. We'll bring the ones in Ireland up to that amount as well. We also are experiencing some infrastructure shortages here. And then I think at that point, so this is a 35, this is a 1/3 increase in the size of the construction sector, and I think that will be completely sufficient in terms of our ability to do stuff. We do have access to electric trains, which will increase infrastructure. So let's start looking at one place we can pioneer that is in Wales, where we've got where we're trying to get electricity up. This has produced more transport, which we don't necessarily need. It would increase infrastructure, of course. Gold fields depleted. The rich mineral deposits in Guyana have been drained. Mines have been shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search of the next big strike. I'm going to say we can't just let them leave. And create a problem there. Did I hear that the German Empire is no longer embargoing us? That doesn't seem right. I don't think they were embargoing us. That doesn't seem like something the Germans would do. We'll go ahead and increase the gold mines here. Some oil rigs also available. Although I think we're short on labor. We're short on labor in a lot of places. Guyana among them. So, America is exporting grain from us. Is grain rough in our market? No. They're buying grain from us, not the other way around. No, we're buying grain from a lot of people. But, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, a bunch of people are exporting grain to us. Well, we're a wealthy nation. There is not to purchase grain. Right, we are producing a ton of radios. So, I think from here, I do need to get those railways built. We need some in Ulster, some in Munster, and some in Connaught. I'm trying to find the freaking current infrastructure level, and that's right. I'm blanking on how to... Where is it? Where are we at? There it is. Alright. Just going to do a quick round and make sure we're good to go on infrastructure all throughout the British Isles and the Netherlands. Alright, that should be enough. And then I want to look to increasing the size of some of these armies. I think the household division and the home army are basically good to go. But a lot of these smaller armies, we could definitely stand to increase them. So, Army of India, I think we're going to move this army up to being an 100 battalion army, 60, 30, 15. So we're going to need 12 more barracks. Wow, not a lot of labor available in Africa. Is that 12? That's 12. Alright, 8 additional battalions of artillery. Ooh, German Empire, let's not get too close here. And then for cavalry, we need 7 battalions. 3. Alright, that should be fine. I think Army of the West Indies needs some cavalry. I suppose I could put some barracks in these zones. Be nice. Maybe the Key of Good Hope. We'll expand this one a little bit as well. Do I have labor available in Borneo? Not really. What about in Guinea? I do. Actually, quite a bit of labor available in Guinea. East Guinea especially. And then 5 battalions of cavalry should suffice. Alright, West Africa is doing okay. Let's just round them up to 30. I'm kind of building up arbitrarily here, because I'm not really sure. I haven't really done an extensive study of what the labor markets look like in these zones, so now I'm just sort of building wherever I wish to. We do 5 more battalions of artillery here. And then 3 more of cavalry. Apparently this is also an army of East Africa. And then for the Army of Ireland, let's go ahead and build up a bit more. And 2 more. I think we're good for artillery for this force. And then finally, do I want to build up any of my other armies? I think I'm basically good to go. Alright. Increase our game speed here. We're already working on these construction sectors, so that's going to be plenty of time. And then after that, we got gold mines, we got railways. Let's actually put all of this stuff below the barracks to just get those barracks knocked out. Another Hell on Earth event. I'm going to launch an inquiry. Again, I don't have any given location producing enough rubber that it really matters. So, let's go ahead with increasing some of our coal mines, because that's really going to help out in the home country in terms of building up a capability for... Well, they're in default. Of building up those power plants. Actually got a bunch of territories in Africa with coal available that we're not really exploiting. What about Indonesia? We do have some available in Borneo. Let's go ahead and build those up. And that should be a reasonable amount for now. For tech, we're working on destroyers. That's also going to be a very healthy increase in our total number of... and the total capability of our fleets. I think we do have access to scout cruisers. Can't upgrade torpedo boats to scout cruisers, though. And the scout cruisers are just the better destroyers, right? They are. That's odd. Why do we have access to scout cruisers without having access to destroyers? What unlocks access to scout cruisers, I wonder? Is it sea lane strategy? It is. It's sea lane strategies. Okay, so we don't actually need destroyers, except to the extent that we need destroyers to unlock other stuff. So let's go ahead and start on submarine and dreadnought. And then we'll queue in destroyer at the end. We'll probably get destroyer through spread. That's very interesting. I didn't even realize. After that, I want wargaming. This just gives us an army offense bonus that I think is really solid. And then let's build up some scout cruisers, because that's a capability that we have. Oh, okay. I could survey some isthmuses. I could survey a skyscraper site. I've got 500 bureaucracy. Let's do that. There's still this movement for a parliamentary republic, but we've got a very effective internal security program, so that's not really affecting us all that much. I think I overbuilt. I think I overbuilt construction sectors, because now I'm deep in the red on all these barracks that I'm building up, which is going to further increase costs. But I think we'll basically be all right if we can go to an intermittent construction model. The investment pool is finally fully investing, so that is good. Ooh, we got the pebrine epidemic going on over here. Radical Transvaal has a... is having a rebellion here. And the Army of the Cape of Good Hope needs a new commander. Lionel Dowse, we just put him in charge a little while ago, so let's give him a promotion. Any other armies that are short? No. So... I'm thinking about schemes to get this Social Democrat into power. No, thank you. Oh, I don't desire you to have Luxembourg, though. That's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how to get this Social Democrat into power because I need to get workers' protections, and because I need to reduce the lethality of working conditions in order to increase population growth. Because right now, I'm having a labor shortage kind of all across the empire, and most of the reason that's happening is because we don't have fast enough population growth, and we can only do so much with medicine. It's going to cost us a bunch of bureaucracy, obviously, but... Okay, if I do just the industrialists, that wouldn't be enough. If I pull the intelligentsia in there, throw him in charge, I think that'll give me a legitimacy penalty. Let's find out here. Oh, this is really bad, though. No, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm not going to rock the boat. Maybe we'll get a movement. France is attacking Sulu. You know what? Go for it. Huh. I won. What a hero. Canada's experiencing an uprising by the Métis. That's a cool logo. This war looks like it's going to sort itself out in good order. And the private sector is building up a ton more power plants in Munster. But is the power plant in Munster... They can't hire. They don't have any money. Private sector. No. What are you doing? Johnny, what are you doing? No. I think it's time to look into automation methods. Because I think we can sort out some of our labor shortages in the home country by using some of these automation methods. So let's do a little trial run on automatic power looms in the home counties. Okay. Said it was going to be an increase. 2 arms. Let's try the same for Lancashire. Well, let's try the electric sewing machines. All right. Okay. Now we're ish. Profits are down. I don't like that. Okay, so we are producing Enough clothes. Okay, so these places are... They are currently hiring. But it's the price of power. So the problem is you have to pre-build these power plants in order to make this thing work. Okay, so the power plant is hiring. So if we give this a second, Leap turns over and it doesn't hire. It's hiring a little bit, but only a little bit. This is wild. I don't know, friends. I'm having a little bit of a hard time managing all this. To say, let's try going to water tube boiler for these swing workshops. Okay, that's good. What about rotary valve? That's even better. Alright. So, that at least we can rely on. I'm just going to do this for all of the ones in the Imperial Core. No tooling workshops in East Anglia. That's a relief. That should help with the labor situation. None in the Highlands. And the ones in Ireland are not using vulcanization yet, so let's get started with that. Should give us some more tools to play with. Or machine steel tools, rather. Cool. Things are a little rough in Ulster still. Spain's damaging relations, and I'm not super happy about that, but, you know, they're antagonistic towards us, and that's fine. They've got an alliance with the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom, so if we want to go after them, we'll have to have a fight over here, theoretically. But I'm not super concerned about that. I don't need to worry about it. By the way, a lot of this zooming in and out is I got a new fancy mouse. So how does labor look in these areas? Alright, so we still haven't... we still are not experiencing significant unemployment in these areas. So Wales, does this mean your power plants are hiring now that you've got unemployment? Yes. Alright, cool. So that did help. Now how about these textile mills? Still not profitable. Alright. And yeah, they're profitable but they're much more profitable without electrified sewing machines. Why do you think... That's weird. It's real weird. We'll see. In any case, let's try rotary valve engine for these furniture manufactories as well. No, that's not as profitable. Perfect. Just going to pause while I do all this. Actually, I'm going to do this through the building interface. I think that's going to be easier. Wales, Yorkshire, Highlands, Midlands, West Country, we're good to go already. Lowlands, absolutely Ulster, Munster, Leinster, and Connaught. Cool. Yeah, that's much faster. Alright, so I think that's... Okay, can't do automated bakery for the food industries. That requires automated dough rollers. Let's knock that out, because that's a, Oh, that's down here. Oh, we don't even have conveyors yet. We can't do that. Alright, how's our infamy looking? Infamy's at 0. So this might be a giant mistake, but I think it's going to be time to go after Belgium. Actually, though, I'm going to put a pin in it and do that next episode. We'll do that all in one episode. And that'll be just fine. So for now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I'll see you all on the other side.